Hello everyone, my name is Thurston Stockton and this is my video presentation for Health 382. The topic I chose to explore was, how does the influenza virus affect the daily functions of Boise State undergraduate students? The influenza virus has been around for thousands of years, and every year people experience its unpleasant symptoms. College students are a particularly vulnerable population each flu season. Stress from class, dorm room living, and chaotic schedules can leave the immune system weak. Coming down with the flu is not the most ideal situation for most college students. College classes are fast paced and money is low, so even one day out of commission, missing work and school, can have a negative impact. This study seeks to understand this topic through the lens of these three questions. Is physical activity related to the perception of the impact of flu among Boise State University undergraduate students? Is workload related to the perception of the impact of the flu among Boise State University undergraduate students? And finally, is the perception of the impact of taking time off related to the likelihood to stay home while having the flu among Boise State University undergraduate students? There has been plenty of previous research dealing with these questions. A study done by Warren, Olson, Thompson, Khalil, Wyatt, Yahoon, and Cahoot shows that physical exercise in mice helps boost immune response to the flu in both obese and non-obese mice, although in different ways. This provides evidence that exercise can have a positive impact on how your body responds to the flu, no matter your physical shape. A study done by Burns, Carroll, Drayson, Whitham, and Ring shows that those who are exposed to high stress levels and, in their words, life events, build up less antibodies post-vaccination, giving a weaker immune response. Finally, a study done by Piper, James, and Kumar in 2017 shows that those who have more access to paid time off are more likely to stay home while having the flu. It is also noted that those who come from a lower socioeconomic status are less likely to stay home while sick, whether they have access to paid time or not. This highlights that perceptions of taking leave can be just as important as access. For this study, a survey was administered among certain classes of Boise State public health students. Consent was gained through stating the purpose and terms for use of the data at the start of the survey and beginning with a question asking for consent and participation for the study. The main ethical concern was respecting participants' medical privacy. For this reason, we asked questions that had to do with perceptions of the flu rather than questions that had to do with prevalence or symptoms. Table 1 to the right shows the demographic data for the 108 students who participated in the study. As shown in the table, 76.85% reported as male, while 23.15% reported as female. The biggest race or ethnic group was Caucasian at 72.9%, with the next largest being Hispanic/Latino at 11.21%. Most participants fell into the 18 to 24 range for age, with 84.26%. The research question, is physical activity related to the perception of the impact of flu among Boise State University undergraduate students, was explored through the two survey questions. One asked about physical exercise habits throughout an average week, and the other asked participants to respond to the statement that the flu has had a negative impact on their lives within the last year, with response choices ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. This data was analyzed through a cross-tabulation, and an ANOVA test for the differences in averages was ran, yielding a p-value of 0.8182. This shows no correlation between the given variables. It is important to note that distribution among the population was not even. Very few stated that they exercised in the never or seldom range, so it's hard to get a true average for that category. The research question dealing with the relation of workload and perception of the impact of the flu was also analyzed using a cross-tabulation of variables dealing with these concepts. An ANOVA test was ran that yielded a p-value of 0.1368. No correlation was found between these variables at the 0.05 significance level. For the research question, is the perception of the flu taking time off related to the likelihood to stay home while having the flu among Boise State University undergraduate students, we attained a significant result. A cross-tabulation and ANOVA test was ran that yielded a p-value of 0.01565. As highlighted in Figure 3, the data shows that those who believe taking sick leave would not have a negative impact on their lives were more likely to stay home, and vice versa. To dive deeper into the research topic, the relation between the impact of the flu and the likelihood to stay home while having the flu was explored. A cross-tabulation and ANOVA test of these two variables yielded a p-value of 0.06180. Although this is not necessarily a significant finding at the 0.05 significance level, it is worthy of a deeper look. Those who agreed that the flu had a negative impact on their daily functions within the last year were among the least likely to stay home while having the flu. Highlighting our conclusions concisely, there are three major takeaways. A more proportionate sample could have an effect on the results concerning the relationship between physical exercise and perceptions of the impact of the flu. Second, the relationship between perceptions of the impact of taking leave and likelihood to stay at home provided the only significant result. Staying home while having the flu is an important public health activity that cuts down on the spread of the flu and leads to a healthier population. Providing access to paid leave and reducing the stigmatism of missing class or work could make our student population at Boise State healthier in the long run. Our last big takeaway was one from the relationship between perceptions of the impact of the flu and likelihood to stay home while sick. Those who agreed the flu had a negative impact on their lives are among the least likely on average to stay home while having the flu. This result seems counterintuitive to what we would assume the results would be. So next steps would be to conduct qualitative interviews and resample. Qualitative interviews could help clear up some murky questions. There were questions on the survey that left room for interpretation. Some could argue that the flu did not have a negative impact on their lives because they were able to go to work and carry out a normal day. Although this could be done, I doubt they were operating at 100%. In-person interviews could help shade these questions with more detail and provide a better understanding. Resampling could also benefit the study. Naturally, a convenient sample has its limitations. A more structured sampling method could provide data that more accurately reflects the population. This could especially help in questions dealing with physical activity in relation to the perception of the flu. Thank you for your time.